CollectAWrestlePalooza. CollectAWrestlePalooza.
Hello, wrestling fans, wrestling card collectors. It's Tom here from CollectAWrestlePalooza. This week we're counting down the top 5 sales in the last couple months at eBay auction of the 1990 Classic WWF wrestling cards. I love this set. You're going to want to stay tuned for the whole video. Number one is going to shock you and surprise you, or at least it surprised me. And I only included auctions in this because I feel like that's indicative of the real market. The buy it now and best offer type listings, it's hard to tell what price the buyer actually paid and if the listing went through. And I'm also not including any autographs in this. To be honest, the 1990 Classics have a pretty low ceiling, so if I included autos, all the top 5 would be all autograph cards. But let's start here with number 5 is Hulk Hogan, PSA 9, card number 57, sold for $51 at auction. This is a really strong sale for a PSA 9 card. I call this one the Angry Hogan. Look at him. He's peeved, he's grimaced, and he's got Hulk Rules logo right below him, and Hulk does rule. Some of these cards say Hulk Hogan, some say Hulkster. There are a few Hulk Hogan cards in the 1990 Classic series. This one, I'm surprised to see this as the strongest one. There are some nicer images of Hogan, and actually I am surprised to see a PSA 9 sell for $51. My theory here is that the buyer only looked at the condition, which said graded PSA 10, which is wrong. Now, I like to be charitable and think that this was a mistake on the seller's part. They did put the picture, which shows PSA 9 clearly, and also they did put PSA 9 in the title. So, again, I like to be charitable and think that was a mistake, but I can see a situation where the buyer only saw PSA 10 in the condition and started bidding on it before they realized what they were actually buying was a PSA 9. So, buyer beware. If you're buying these low to mid-price cards, definitely research the listing, look at all the pictures, make sure you're actually going to get what you want. Coming in at number 4 here is the Ultimate Warrior card, number 106. It sold for $74.99 at auction. This is a PSA 10. The hobby has gravitated towards 1990 Classics as the Ultimate Warrior's rookie year. There are a few Warrior cards in the set. The most desirable is the Portrait Warrior, which is not this card. We'll probably see that later. Number 2, number 1, we'll see. And if you are going to buy one and you can't afford the Portrait one, this is not a bad one to get. It does show Ultimate Warrior in ring, which is less desirable, but he is huffing and puffing around the ring, advertising his Gorilla Press Slam. He's got his streamers, he's got his bright blue spandex. Really nice Warrior card, very attractive. And that's why we collect cards, right? Because the pictures are nice, because they're attractive, they resonate with us. This one definitely does resonate with me as an Ultimate Warrior fan. So great pickup, $74.99 for a PSA 10 Warrior rookie. Moving on to number 3 here. I love this card. Andre the Giant, number 66, sold at auction a PSA 10 for $93.99. Just look at Andre the Giant in this card. Now, WWF at this time in the 1990 Classic set was trying to shoehorn wrestlers into these logo or portrait cards. So they created these graphics which had the logo. You can see Andre the Giant. I can imagine the WWF art department trying to find a cool Andre logo, maybe use it in Saturday night's main event, but definitely use it on this card. They wanted to create a character card, and this makes me laugh seeing Andre the Giant portrayed in this fashion. I can only imagine him posing for this photograph, his eyes wide open. He looks like he's looking right into your soul. And the great thing about this is if you want to buy an Andre card and you can't afford the Wrestling All-Stars, the 70s cards from Japan, you know, all those high-priced Andres, this is a great card to pick up. PSA 10 for under $100, still a real iconic card to have in your collection. Moving on to number 2, we've got Ultimate Warrior. This is the portrait card. This surprised me. I expected this one to be number 1 because the Ultimate Warrior card number 127 is an iconic card for wrestling collectors, period. I liken it to the Ken Griffey Jr. Upper Deck rookie. It's abundant, but it's still iconic, and you got to have it. You got to acknowledge this card in your collection if you're a wrestling card collector because it is iconic. It is an Ultimate Warrior rookie from the 1990 Classics, and it's just such a cool card. This one sold at PSA 10 for $122.50, which is about the market rate. These cards generally go between $100 and $150, but if you are patient, you can buy them for under $100 on auction right now, so be on the lookout. This is a great chase card. If you are a collector of 1990 Classics, it's nice to have some chases, and this is definitely one of them. The card number 127 in a PSA 10, and you definitely want to buy it in a PSA 10 because it's so abundant. PSA 9s, 8s, 7s are so abundantly out there, you know, they're not going to rise up in value, I don't think. I'm definitely not an expert, but if I was going to go after this card, I'd only go after the PSA 10 version. And coming in at number 1, this one surprised me. WrestleMania 5 History of WrestleMania Series 2, card number 100, PSA 10, showing a shot from WrestleMania 5 between Macho Man and Hulk Hogan. It sold for $138.50. This is surprising to me because you can buy the entire Series 2 box set for under $100 sealed, and this card is not any better or worse than any of the other cards in the set. They're all great. They all show shots from WrestleManias past and present, particularly the classic WrestleManias. A lot of Hogan cards in there, a lot of Macho Man's, Ultimate Warriors, Andre the Giant's. There's really a lot of great cards in that set, so usually any one card does not differentiate itself as a higher priced card from the set, and seeing this one sell for $138.50 and be the highest price for a 1990 Classic is really a sign of strength for the Series 2 versions of the Classic cards. So I like this. I like seeing this, and it's something to take note of. If you're a collector, maybe the Series 2 is something to pick up right now. And at the end of the day, that comes back to what I talked about earlier in the video. If this resonates with you, and this card definitely resonates with me, all of them resonate with me, maybe collectors are starting to acknowledge that they're important cards. So love to see that, love to see a strong sale for a Series 2 History of WrestleMania card. That does it for this week. Thank you for watching. As always, thank you so much for the support. If you are watching my channel and have made it to the end of this video, thank you very much. It means so much to me that I might inspire folks to go out and look at wrestling cards. It's a hobby I love, and hopefully it will enrich your life too. Peace.
CollectAWrestlePalooza. CollectAWrestlePalooza.